Okay, and we are live. ¿Qué tal, amigos? Stuart here from Spain Speaks. Thursday evening, 7:35 p.m. Back again here in the seat for another live stream to have a chat about what's going on in the news here today. Also, some of the comments that have been left on videos recently. We'll go into the chat section to see what's happening there also. And before we begin, thanks everybody for tuning in to the live stream today. Now, we're up to 14 likes. I'll put the little like icon on the screen in a minute. 15 likes, but I'll go into the chat section here quickly to see what's going on. There are some questions already that have been posed. This one here from Rosemary. Hello, just wanted to know if anyone had information on the proposed Ryanair strikes over Christmas. Is it still going ahead? As far as I know, Rosemary, the Ryanair strike is still going ahead. I think they're promising around 70% of flights, but I haven't heard anything different. The main airport strike that was going to take place, they organised for these important dates, was called off. But airline strikes apparently no. Air Nostrum, Ryanair, and another one as well, can't think of what it is, Vueling, I think it is, a low-cost operator that belongs to the IAG group, still going ahead as far as I know. But again, if anybody has better information than me, please let Rosemary know in that chat section. Ricardo coming in from London, close to Christmas, can't believe it. The year has crept up on him, or Christmas has crept up on him, absolutely. Kevin coming in from Washington. Elaine coming in from Chatham, New Jersey. Plenty of activity here already. Barbara coming in from the Playa Flamenca. Elaine coming in. I said Elaine before, I think. Not sure. From Chatham. Mugga coming in from El Campello. And Andrew coming in from southeast London there also. Now we'll get straight into the news. There might be some people that are not watching today because they won the Christmas lottery, El Gordo lottery here in Spain. Let's have a look at the results. Check your tickets. Spain's Christmas lottery, El Gordo. Number 5,490 is the winning number. Where did people win? The number 5,490 has won El Gordo with worth 4 million euros per series, 400,000 euros per tenth. In the extraordinary Christmas lottery draw held this Thursday at the Royal Theatre in Madrid. The number, which was drawn at 11:21 a.m., was sold in all the autonomous communities except Cantabria and La Rioja, and in the autonomous cities of Ceuta and Melilla. Galicia has been the most successful region, with 90 sets sold in A Coruña and Fonsagrada, Lugo, 45 in each. Also, 41 sets have been distributed in Moreda de Ayer in Asturias. So, the Christmas lottery here in Spain shared around the country except for Cantabria and La Rioja. Lots of people seen on the news today shaking champagne bottles and celebrating their wins. 400,000 euros if you were lucky enough to have a whole tenth of a ticket. Normally, those tenths are split between different people sometimes. And people share in the prizes. The idea of this lottery is to share the money around, unlike, for example, Euro Millions, where normally one or two people win a lot of money. Here, the money gets shared around the country, and you can see people all over Spain today, as I said, with champagne bottles being shaken up and exploding in joy around the country with that 400,000 euros, some of them in their pocket. So congratulations. I didn't have any luck, primarily because I don't play the Christmas lottery. I might have a participation in it through a sporting club or something like that, or if somebody, asked me to help their club out, I might buy a ticket, but I don't go to the lottery agents and buy a ticket in El Gordo. So that's why I'm sitting here doing the live stream as normal. But hopefully, if you did buy a ticket, you had luck today, or at least got your money back, which is also important. Now, I'll put the little like icon on the screen here. You can hit that like button just below the video, and we'll see if we can get up to a decent tally today. Lots of people out and about, I imagine, doing their Christmas shopping rather than sitting at home watching YouTube live streams, but it doesn't matter. Now, I've got a Christmas shout out here for PJ Lynch in County Galway there on the west coast of Ireland. His son Niall sent me through an email saying, wish my dad a Merry Christmas. And there we go. So Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas there, PJ. Hope you have a good one and hope you get lots of presents under the tree. And everybody else out there as well. I hope everybody has a fantastic holiday season. All right, good. Now, back into the chat section here quickly. Tony coming in from Ashford, United Kingdom. Jan coming in from London. Janet Oxford. Pamela Terreros. Mugger telling people to smash the like button if you can. We'll see if we can get up to a decent tally, as I said, of likes. Frank coming in from Crawley, UK. Alan coming in from the El Puerto de Santa Maria. Jose Antonio coming in from the Royal City, Ciudad Real. And Remy coming in from Sant Feliu, 21 degrees tomorrow. Yes, unseasonal weather here in Spain. Nice temperatures in the majority of the country. Here in Madrid, 16 degrees today. Couldn't believe it. And I think on some of the coastal areas, Alicante, Valencia, Malaga, going to have a fantastic next few days as far as weather is concerned. So weather's going to turn it on for Christmas after all of the rain that we have had in the month of December. Good to see. D coming in from Playa de Oliva. Officially moved to Spain has D. Well done, D. Hope all goes well with your future here in Spain. Beverly coming in from Terreros as well. 2 people from Terreros watching this evening. Good to see. Osawakat from Oregon. Marianne Ask coming in from California. Who wants to know what's happening in Spain today? Don't worry, Marianne. I will go through what has happened here today. It's been a busy day, not only because of the Christmas lottery, but also because the Senate here in Spain has approved the new sedition and embezzlement reforms, which, as we know, have been very controversial. On Thursday, the Senate approved the express reform of the Penal Code, which repeals the crime of sedition and reduces the crime of embezzlement, with public attention focused more focused on other fronts. For example, the Christmas lottery and the hangover from the unprecedented clash of the last few days between the government, the legislature and the judiciary. During the debate, the PSOE has taken advantage of the spotlight on the Constitutional Court to tiptoe around the criminal reform, proof of the discomfort it arouses among socialists. The suppression of sedition and the reduction of embezzlement are risky measures, as Pedro Sanchez acknowledged a few days ago, although in his opinion they are necessary to resolve the territorial crisis in Catalonia generated by the process. So, as I said, controversial this change or reform to the law here in Spain, because basically it's been done a la carte for the Catalonian separatist politicians that went to jail a few years ago. They are very important for this current government to get their laws passed and things like that. So basically they bent over backwards and they do whatever this party wants, basically. And that's what's happened here today. Reduced penalties for embezzlement and also that crime of sedition, which has been reformed, according to Pedro Sanchez, more in line with other European countries. But basically what it means is that the people that went to jail for the illegal referendum a few years ago in Catalonia can now become politicians again. Basically, they can now stand to get seats in the Senate here in Spain. Oriol Junqueras is one of them. He's the main man there in Catalonia. And with this change, he'll be able to present himself in the Spanish elections next year. And also, as we saw there, that the changes to embezzlement, again, tailor-made for those Catalonian separatists, because they used public money for that referendum, basically, and some of them went to jail for that, and that's been changed as well. So if you steal money here in Spain, if you're a politician and you steal money here in Spain and the money doesn't go in your pocket, maybe it goes in somebody else's pocket but doesn't go in your pocket, no problem. Now, we'll go back into the chat section here quickly, see what's going on. Gillian coming in from Torrevieja. Elaine, again, commenting there. Leeds Bradford Live. Ted Wheeler coming in from Newport, Rhode Island, home of the America's Cup, or at least it was. I'm not sure if it still is. Jen, 143, good morning from Southern California. Canadian World War II historian also there as well. Enrique coming in from Texas. Kathleen, and a super chat, $9.99 from Alan. We'll put that on the screen. Thank you very much, Alan, for that. Generous of you this evening for the super chat. What else we got going on? Kathleen, sorry. And Enrique wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. And Ed coming in from Barcelona. Now I'm going to change the backdrop. I'll put a new picture up on the screen. This one was sent in by Erica, where she lives there in Terrassa. And apparently this is, I've got it written down here, it is the Masia Freixa, or Freixa, not sure if there's an accent on that A, Masia Freixa, and it's there in Terrassa, and it's a architectural standout there apparently in Terrassa. So we can see it there in the background, a nice white building. All right, good. What else we got going on here in the chat section quickly? Brian coming in. Let's have a look at this one here. Hi, Stuart. Brian from La Marina, 22 degrees here today. This 300 euros the government are talking about towards living costs, I wonder if this will include foreign residents as well as citizens. Well, if you live in Spain and pay tax, Brian, I think it will include everybody. If you don't pay tax in Spain, probably not sure. But if you are a taxpayer here in Spain, resident taxpayer that is, and you fall into the brackets that the government is going to give this money to, I can't see why you wouldn't, because after all, we're residents in this country. We pay the same prices at supermarkets as everybody else. So I imagine that will be the case if you do a tax declaration in Spain and you fall into a certain bracket, as I said, that the government is looking for. They're talking about middle classes, so I'm not sure what the deadline or the limit is going to be for the middle class, but they have to work that out. And so if I fall into that 300, if I fall into the middle class here in Spain, I hope to get my hands on 300 euros. Absolutely. But again, I'll open the debate up to the chat section if anybody has a different idea, but I think it will be Brian. Taz coming in from Italy, and Mel coming in from sunny Cairns, back from a wintry UK, looking to emigrate to Spain. Not as easy as it was. Feliz Navidad. No, but enjoy Cairns, because I imagine this time of the year down up there in Cairns, Queensland, the sun would be shining, I imagine, Mel. Enjoy it while you are there, and good to get out of that wintry UK, wintry Europe in general, I would say. All right, good. What else is going on here? Kirk coming in from Florida. Merry Christmas to everybody. And Bob, when will we be seeing me in a Christmas jumper? Happy Christmas. Probably never, Bob, when it comes to Christmas jumpers. Not really my style. But anyway, next piece of news, this one here. The EU Justice condemns Spain for systematic failures by Madrid and Barcelona to comply with air pollution laws. Spain has failed to comply with the Air Quality Directive, allowing values above the stipulated levels for 8 years in a row and failing to take the necessary remedial action. It must now take immediate action, but not pay a fine, at least for the time being. This is what the Court of Justice of the European Union has ruled after a long process in Luxembourg. The judges consider that it is clear that Spain did not take appropriate measures in good time, and that the limit values were systematically and continuously exceeded for at least 8 years, despite the obligation incumbent on Spain to take all appropriate and effective measures to ensure that the period during which those values were exceeded was as short as possible. So there we go, the European Union stepping in again and condemning Spain's bigger cities, Madrid and Barcelona, for failing to comply with air pollution laws. As we know, pollution in the big cities here in Spain, pretty bad. Madrid especially. Can't talk about Barcelona, but Madrid, you can see this sort of black layer of smoke that sits over the city especially on winter days when a lot of people have their heating turned on. And it is a serious problem. Add to that all of the pollution from traffic and things like that. Madrid sometimes is a constant traffic jam, and that adds to that poor air quality. So the European Union stepping in again there. 8 years in a row, apparently, that these two cities failed to comply. So we'll see if they get a fine or not, but it is a warning for the cities to change their act when it comes to air quality, which is good to see. We saw during the pandemic when no one was allowed to drive just how clean the skies over Madrid can be, but as soon as the pandemic receded, we went back to our normal ways, driving everywhere, and of course big cities, difficult to control the pollution levels, as we know. All right, we'll see if we can get some more likes here. If you can, please hit the like button just below. We'll see if we can get up to a decent tally today. We're up to 72 at the moment. A couple of dislikes, so obviously some people not happy with the content there in watching the video. And also, if you've got a background picture that you would like to see on my green screen here, similar to Erica's photo of this Masia in Terrassa, I think it is, here's the address, spainspeaks@gmail.com. You can send them in to this email address here, and I'll get around eventually to putting them up. This one here from Erica's taken a while because it got lost in all of the emails that I have got recently, but she sent it to me again, so up on the screen it is today. Thanks for that. Now, next piece of news, this one here, Spain records highest number of foreigners since 2013. The government approved yesterday in the Council of Ministers the royal decree declaring official the population figures of the revision of the municipal register, the Padrón here in Spain, referring to the 1st of January 2021, according to which Spain has 47,435,597 inhabitants in accordance with the continuous register statistics published by the INE on the 21st of April. Thus, the number of inhabitants in the country grew in 2021 by 50,490 people, 0.1% more compared to 2020, thus recovering a large part of the population decline recorded in 2020, the first year of the pandemic, when it lost 65,688 registered inhabitants, reports EP. Of the total number of registered citizens, 41,923,039 are of Spanish nationality, 88.4%, and 5.5 million are foreigners, 11.6%, the highest figure since 2013. Now, I got curious when I saw this article to find out how many foreigners live, or how many foreign residents live in the city where I live here. So I went onto Google, put in a search, and this is what I came up with. The predominant foreign nationality in the city where I'm living here, is Romanian, with a total of 3,835 citizens, representing 46.6% of the immigrant population and 4.2% of the total, just over 90,000 people where I live. Behind them are citizens from Morocco, 966, Venezuela, 766, Colombia, 563, Italy, 500, China, 443, Peru, 256, Portugal, 196, Brazil, 167, and Cuba, 164. The population from the Transalpine country has increased considerably compared to December 2019, when 395 Italian citizens were counted in the town, 105 less than the current number. The list includes 111 different nationalities, with the presence of 13 stateless persons without recognized legal nationality, 82 citizens from the USA, 4 from Australia, 7 from Canada, 7 from Denmark, 7 from Denmark again for some reason here, 1 from Israel, 2 from Nepal, 8 from Norway, 2 from Togo, 3 from Uzbekistan, and 3 from South Africa. 4 people from Australia. So myself and 3 other Aussies living in this city of 90,000 people where I live. Yeah, amazing. Didn't put there the amount of people from the United Kingdom living there, or how many Irish people are living here, but there are a few around. Every time the English football team plays, I see people putting the English flag up on their houses. So there are a few around, but only 4 Aussies. So not many of us in this part of Madrid on the outskirts. So interesting statistics there. But as we saw in the first article here, the highest number of foreigners living here in Spain since 2013. So some interesting statistics there. Now the word of the day, sazonar, to season. This time of the year when we're cooking our Christmas dinners and lunches. Very important to sazonar, to get some taste. Sazonar la verdura con sal y pimienta, añadir el vino y subir el fuego un poco hasta que se haya evaporado el vino. Season the vegetables with salt and pepper, add the wine and turn up the heat a little until the wine has evaporated. So remember to sazonar your meals this Christmas with a little bit of salt and pepper to get some flavor into our food. So it's another word that we can incorporate, if we haven't already, into our vocabulary. Sazonar. Of course, with the th, sazonar. All right, what else we got going on here? Bob asked about the Christmas jumper. Saw that one. Ronnie? Rojales, 23 degrees. Yes, Ronnie. Good weather at the moment. Lots of people enjoying it compared to how cold some other European countries have been recently. Jake, wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas back to you there, Jake. Darryl, a little bit late today, City fan. No problems. What else we got going on? Asking you whether Puigdemont will return to Spain without being detained. I think so. I think the law has been changed to allow Mr. Puigdemont to come back to the country, maybe for Christmas, but not sure if it's been published in the official State Gazette yet or when it will be published, but I'm sure Mr. Puigdemont will be back, and I'm not sure what will happen with him, but I think he is one of the beneficiaries of this change in the law. Darryl, yes. All right, Riker coming in from Toronto, wishing Merry Christmas as well. Dave coming in from Madrid, wishing everybody a Feliz Navidad is Dave, St. Pete to Madrid. Feliz Navidad, Dave. Hope you are enjoying your wines, your Spanish wines. Ken coming in from West Hollywood, usually walking this time, but not too hot, only 20 degrees Celsius today. Missing his walks on the Costa Azar is Ken. Should be back soon, Ken, hopefully. Getting back onto that Costa there. Ed's got a whole-size turkey, frozen or fresh, impossible to find. Apple sauce, almost impossible. Cranberry sauce, almost impossible. Yeah, difficult to find some of those things. Spanish people don't eat turkey for Christmas, or at least I've never seen a Spanish person eat turkey for Christmas. Normally they go lamb or a suckling roast pig, but turkey's not big here at Christmas time. Super chat from Mugger, 20 euros. Thank you very much, Mugger. Get yourself a little something. You host a fantastic channel, Feliz Navidad. Thank you very much, Mugger, for that. I will get myself something, maybe a nice bottle of wine for Christmas. Thank you very much for your generous 20 euros. What else we got going on here? Jose Antonio saying Cranberry is the capital of Australia, and I don't understand the thing about Turks. Cranberry, yes, the capital of Australia there, where all of the politicians are. That's it, Cranberry. What else we got going on here? Let's have a look. If I can find something. Paiwacket just arrived today in Lanzarote. Seems a long time since COVID. Lovely weather, good to leave the cold in England. Yes, lots of people from England heading down, or the United Kingdom, I should say, heading down to the Canary Islands to spend Christmas, and with some decent weather down there. And yes, a long time since before COVID. Yeah, since you have been down. A lot of people kept away from Spain because of the restrictions that we had here for a couple of years. That's right. But all forgotten now. Michelle, happy holidays to everybody from misty Vigo. Yeah, I can imagine it is a little bit misty there on the Atlantic, Michelle. What else we got going on here? Cranberry is the capital of Christmas dinner, says Alan. What's that there? Okay. Mick coming in from Moreira. And Philip, can we see Mia? Philip asks. Well, she's on the couch over here. I'm not sure whether she'll want to interrupt her sleep to come over here and say hello. I'll see if we can get her up before the video ends. Now, I'm going to change the background. I'll move on to another one that was sent in. This one from Randy. It's the Mercat Central de Valencia. And as we can see here, ham, Spanish ham, these legs of ham, quite popular in that market. The two stalls that I can see there featuring ham and other cold meats and cheeses and things like that, very popular in the markets here. And as we know, Spanish ham, expensive, but a delicacy, especially this time of the year. You will always see a plate of nice ham on a Christmas table. You will indeed. All right, what else we got going on here? Sports Freund. So you're not disclosing the name of the city where you live. I've said 1,000 times on this channel where I live. You only have to look back in the videos where I drive around. You can see. Also, when I walk around, I talk about where I live. Just didn't mention it tonight because it wasn't in the text, but most people know where I live, so I'll leave that one there. What else we got going on here? Jose Antonio saying that his dad ate turkey for Christmas and also bred them. So there we go. I was wrong with that before, but my experience, I haven't seen turkey on Christmas tables. Normally, as I said, lamb and pork and things like that. What else we got going on here? Ken saying that grocery stores have fillets of turkey. So I'd go to a butcher and order a whole one, Amazon for the rest. You pay double like I do for chorizo and bomba. Yeah, when it comes to turkey, you're right. You can buy turkey breasts and sliced turkey. I'm not sure if it's popular or not. I know in Portugal it seems to be more popular than it is here. Peru, it's called in Portuguese, Peru. But pavo in Spain. Again, I think people mostly eat chicken rather than turkey, but I do see it in the supermarket, although I don't buy it. And I haven't seen whole ones, whole chickens, but never whole turkeys. But you probably could get it if you ordered it. Absolutely right. All right, what else we got going on here? There we go. Ronnie saw some turkey in Mercadona today, but he doesn't like turkey. Was it a whole one, Ronnie, or was it turkey breast or sliced turkey? That would be the question that I would ask. Now, comment. James, are they making public transit better and more convenient when they ask people of this? Now, this is related to the new low emission zones here in Spain, and people that drive old cars are going to be basically not able to enter a lot of cities here. There's another comment here also about the same topic. I was going to try and get it up now, but I can't. But public transport in big cities here in Spain is pretty good anyway. It's not like where I come from in Australia, where public transport in Perth at least is terrible. There's a train in Perth, there's buses, but they're not very regular. It seems to have got worse over the years. It wasn't too bad when I was a kid. You could get around by bus and train reasonably okay. But they seem to have cut back on public services like buses, at least in the neighbourhood that I grew up in. Whereas here, if you live in a city like Madrid, public transport's just passing by your front door every day. Buses just passing by. Metro station just around the corner. You can get all over the city on metro or by bus. Very good. Barcelona is probably similar, and big cities here in Spain. Smaller cities, not so. But I imagine that if they do bring in these low emissions areas, one of the ideas would be to increase the frequency of public transport in those areas so that people can get around, I would say. So we'll see. It's going to happen in 2023 when a lot of these cities introduce these ZBE or Bajas emissions areas. So we'll see what happens next year. But I imagine that's part of the plan to increase public transport and also personal movement vehicles, as they call them here, these MVPs, I think, like bicycles or these stand-up scooters, which are becoming more and more popular. So I think that's the idea. We'll have a look at another comment here quickly from Barry. With regard to English language deficiency, Spain could start by discontinuing with all the dubbing of films and TV programs in all languages, not just English. Subtitles are not only easy to produce, but the audience can learn English and other languages faster. Yeah, this topic's been debated, Barry, a lot over the years, but when you develop an industry, which is what Spain has done, a film dubbing industry, and now it's in Catalan as well, it's in Basque, it's in different languages, not only Spanish. When you develop this industry, people start making a living from it. It's very difficult to get rid of it, and I think that's part of the problem here. If you cross the border into Portugal, all of the movies in foreign languages are in the original language with subtitles. So if you walk into a bar in Portugal, they'll often have the volume turned down, and people are just reading what's following. They're just following the movie by reading the subtitles. Doesn't happen here in Spain. So when you walk into a bar, the TV can often be louder than the conversations in the bar because people are listening to the audio of the movie as well. But I think that's part of the problem, Barry, is that the industry is so strong, the dubbing industry, and a lot of actors make money from it, that it's very difficult to go away. But nowadays with all of the digital platforms, you can watch the movie in the original language without any problems. It wasn't like that 15 or 20 years ago, but today with Netflix and HBO and all of these digital platforms, very easy to change the language, but people are stuck in their way, and people are stuck in their ways. And I was surprised. I had a conversation about a month ago with a teenager. He was in one of my English classes, and I said, "Do you watch Netflix movies in English?" And he said, "No, I watch them in Spanish." I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, because it's more comfortable for me to watch a movie in Spanish." 100%, yeah, why not? It is your native language. But you are missing something, I think, when you watch a movie not in the original language. Whether it's a Spanish movie and you watch it dubbed in English or a Korean or whatever, I think you're missing something. I think it's important, at least I find it important, to try to watch the movie in the original language, even if you don't understand it, and read the subtitles, because it's the way the movie was supposed to be watched, I think. Or at least that's my opinion. But a lot of people here in Spain would not agree with me. Now back into the chat section here quickly, see if we can find some more. And we ran out of chats a minute ago. Somebody asking me to say their name. I'll put that one on the screen. I don't think I would even attempt to say this name. Sheik Hona, maybe, not sure. Let me know if I've got that right. But I'm not good with names that I'm not familiar with. Sorry about that. What else we got going on here? Lots of turkey farms in Valencia, says Andrew. Yeah, good. But again, haven't seen many whole turkeys in supermarkets. But maybe I'm just not looking in the right spot. Here we go. Apparently there is in Mercadona whole turkey, $6.99 a kilo, roughly 20 euros for a bird. Is that good or bad? Don't know. Don't know what you would pay in other countries for turkey. Never had we didn't have turkey in Australia when I was growing up. We always had chicken on the Christmas table. Obviously, it was easy to get, I think, but I know that in the States and England, big turkey-eating countries at Christmas time. What else we got going on here? Jose Antonio saying that I don't understand all of English movies, but even though I catch up more than they were dubbed. Yeah, good, Jose Antonio. Yeah, not easy to understand, but if you do want to improve your English, it is a good way. I mean, I remember when I was learning Spanish, I always used to try to get my hands on Spanish movies. Wasn't easy in Australia, but I tried, and it is a good way to learn a language, watching a movie in the original language. Now, I'm just going to put the like icon on the screen again. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Just below the video, you can see it there. Just hit the like button if you have not done so already. I'll also put the email for the photos. I'll put it up there where we can see it. spainspeaks@gmail.com, just up there. And if we can send it through, if you've got a picture that you would like to see, whether it's a shot like this one from Randy or the one that we saw before from Erica, a market shot, beach shot, building shot, if you like some Spanish architecture, please send it through and it'll go up on my green screen here eventually. When we come back after the Christmas break, I'm sure we'll be able to get some more green screens. All right, good. Now, another comment. Let's have a look at this one here. We saw that one before from Barry, so this one here. Malcolm Stewart, the question of why so few Spaniards speak another language, that is, English. Perhaps they are of the mind. When in Spain speak Spanish, few Brits in the UK learn French, German, etc. On the same basis, how many Australians speak a second language, or Americans, Mexican, Latin? Just a thought. Yeah, thanks, Malcolm, for your input there. I think the reason why English is promoted in this country is to open up people's opportunities from a business point of view and to get a job, because a lot of international business goes on. And one of the big complaints that Spanish companies have had over the years is that they didn't have a workforce that was fluent enough in English to get international business done without having to go through a translator and things like that. And that's where the emphasis has been over the last 25, 30 years. A lot of companies trying to get their workers up to speed because they don't come through the education system with a high enough level. That's starting to change, in my opinion. The data that we saw yesterday says that that is not the case, but from what I see when I go into high schools here in Madrid particularly, is that kids are, they're getting the first certificate B2 level when they're 15, 16. Some of them go on and get the advanced. A few go on and get proficiency, the ones that are really good with English. But the majority of kids here in Spain now are between that B1 and B2 level. I take Malcolm's point that in countries like Australia, people don't speak a second language, or people that don't come from, a family whose parents, are from another country, and probably in England as well, the United States. I mean, if your parents are from Mexico, you probably speak Spanish. If your parents are from Poland, you probably speak Polish. But the next generation loses the language. And that is true, yeah, because the international language of business, the international language even of, I think of computer coding and things like that, is English. So if you want to get these jobs, it's in a person's best interests to learn English. And that's why so much emphasis or so much focus has been put on trying to get the population second language skills in English, basically for that reason. Not to speak on a day-to-day basis, no, but to be able to do business. And you can see that, if you go to the coastal areas here in Spain, a lot of waiters do speak the language quite well because it's their job. And in businesses here, if you go into some of the big banks, you do find people that speak English very, very well because they have to do business internationally. A lot of the Spanish companies are international companies now. Banco Santander, in fact, the language, the corporate language is English. And they try to get as many people to speak English as good as possible, as perfectly as possible as they can in order to do business internationally. And that's the reason, to increase people's job chances, to make it easier for people to get a job. That's the reason, not because they want to, everybody, the language of the country to change. That's not the reason, but just to make it easier for people to get jobs and do business internationally. That is the reason, I think. All right, good. Now, I might have missed a comment here. Yeah, that's one here. So I missed that one before, so I'll put that one up in a minute. But we're coming up to the 37-minute mark, so only a few minutes left. I'll go into the chat section here again quickly, see what's going on. Kelvin saying that Morrison in the UK, an 8-pound turkey is £140. So there we go. That's expensive. Not cheap, not cheap. Brian's also saying here, we were in the city of Elche last Saturday and followed a few buses that were all hybrid. If you have an Iceland and Madrid, plenty in our area. British store, plenty of turkeys. Yeah, in Madrid we don't have Iceland, Brian. Unfortunately, they tend to concentrate in areas where there are big English populations. That's the reason why you've got them there. But here in Madrid, I don't think there's an Iceland, or at least I haven't seen one. There are some supermarkets that sell some British products like pies and crumpets, but I haven't seen an Iceland. But again, I could be wrong. All right, we'll have a look at this comment that I missed before from DC. A wine series review would be great, and for a great extra video idea, blindfold taste test between two different brands on the table, with a bottle name brand revealed when removing the blindfold. Maybe your restaurant review friend Dave can help you out. Yeah, maybe, that's right. I think I said before, Dave stocked up on some wine recently, so maybe we can tuck into his bottles and do a review. Don't know. We'll see what he says about that. But I am looking to expand the content and doing different videos on different things. I've done a few on typical products here in Spain. I haven't done many on wine. Did one a couple of years ago on a cheap wine, but I haven't done a video on any decent wine, so I might look into doing that. So thanks for the suggestion there, DC. And we'll have a look at one more comment here, the final comment from Angela. Our car passed its ITV last month with flying colours. It's 12 years old and regularly serviced. We paid for the ITV €55. I wonder if we would claim this emissions limit a bit. I wonder if we would claim this emissions limit a bit unfair when the car is not faulty. I can't see how a fine is right for a legally passed test. Where does it say on the test certificate that the car isn't fit for the roads, including cities? Maybe the test certificate should specify this. Thanks for the info, Stuart. Yeah, good question, Angela, and unfortunately I'm not able to answer it probably as good as you would like, but you're right. If you get an ITV, which is the equivalent of the British MOT here in Spain, if your car is considered roadworthy by that organisation, and classified by the Traffic Directorate, why can't you drive into the centre of the city? That's the question. And the answer is because cities have completely different rules when it comes to these low emissions areas. One thing is the ITV, or that sticker that you have on your car to show that it's roadworthy. Another thing is that the city has a limit on emissions that won't allow that car to go in. For example, if you have an old diesel car, for example, you won't be able to drive into the centre of the city. If you have an old gasoline car prior to the year 2000, you won't be able to drive into the centre of the city. So a lot of cars are going to be considered roadworthy because they pass the ITV, but they're not going to be able to go into the centre of the cities. So it is a bit of a contradiction. Good point. But it's the way things are going here. And the area where I'm living here, the whole city is going to become a ZBE sometime in 2023. So anybody without a sticker, as I said, certain vehicles are not able to get a sticker, and even some old diesel cars are just not going to be able to drive around this city anymore, whether they're roadworthy or not. They can go to the city, they can go to a town down the highway and drive, no problem at all. They can drive on the highway, nobody's going to stop them because they are considered roadworthy, but they don't pass the emissions limits that a lot of cities here in Spain, as I said, are bringing in, which are certain types of vehicles. And basically all of these rules are to favour electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles. If you've got an electric vehicle, you can park for free in Madrid. You don't even pay for parking. They encourage people to buy electric vehicles. Free parking, travel wherever you want, go wherever you want, no restrictions. That's what they're trying to do in the centre of these cities. Because as we saw at the beginning of the video, I think it was the third piece of news, Spain has bad air pollution in big cities like Madrid and Barcelona, and that's the reason. So, yeah, I agree. It is a bit of a contradiction, Angela, but something that we're just going to have to put up with. All right, we're up to 42 minutes. Now, I'm going to cut the video short. Now, no live stream on Sunday for obvious reasons, considering that it is Christmas Day. Probably next Tuesday, the Tuesday after Christmas, I'll be back with the live stream. Video tomorrow, video on Saturday, maybe a video on Monday, but no video on Sunday because of the Christmas Day holiday. So if I don't see anybody before then, or if I don't put a video like this out before then, I hope everybody has a fantastic Christmas Day and a fantastic holiday season. I hope people manage to get their hands on a turkey if they have not done so already. As I said, regular video tomorrow, Saturday as well, and live streams back again next Tuesday, the Tuesday after Christmas. So hopefully I'll see everybody safe and sound next Tuesday. So have a good one. As I said, hasta luego, hasta entonces, adiós.